Hey friends, it's so good to see you. I hope that you had a phenomenal night last night at home with your loved ones, and I hope that you are super excited to have another incredible night today. Do you remember how in our videos this week, we are talking about making predictions? Can you remind me what it means to make a prediction? What does that mean? We've been doing it for 2 days now. It means that you use what you know to guess or predict what happens next. We can make predictions about the weather outside. We can make predictions about the books that we read. We can even make predictions about the food that we eat. That's what I want to do to start off our video for today. I want you to close your eyes and think, what do you predict you'll have for dinner tonight? Go ahead and close your eyes and we'll think about it together, okay? Close your eyes. What do you predict you will have for dinner tonight? Do you think it'll be the same thing as last night? Or something a little different? Open your eyes. What do you predict that you'll eat for dinner tonight? Tell me. That sounds so tasty. Now remember, the important part about predictions is why we think that that will happen. So you tell me, what did you use that you already know to think about your prediction? Why do you think that you'll eat that for dinner? That is some good reasoning. You know what? Mr. Zachary thinks that tonight for dinner I might have hamburgers because last night I had noodles. So because I know that I already had noodles last night, maybe I'll have hamburgers to have something a little bit different tonight. Or maybe because I had noodles last night, maybe I want to have the same thing because I love noodles. So I could have noodles, or I could have hamburgers. I think probably hamburgers. That's probably what my prediction is going to be. But the important thing is that I use what I already know, that I had noodles last night, to make my prediction about what I'm going to eat tonight. Today we are going to keep making predictions about the stories that we read, and we're going to read a brand new story that is one of my favorites ever. Go ahead and find a spot where you can dance, and we will do our gross motor activity for today.
Stand up straight and look to the left. Look to the left. Look to the left. Now look to the right. Look to the right. Look to the right. Look to the right. Now look to the sky. Look to the sky. Look to the sky. Look to the sky. Now look to the ground. Look to the ground. Look to the ground. Look to the ground. Put your arms up high and stretch to the sky. Stretch to the sky. Stretch to the sky. Put your arms real low and touch your toes. Touch your toes. Touch your toes. With your left hand, point to the right. To the right. To the right. With your right hand, point to the left. To the left. To the left. Put your left foot forward and lunge. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Put your right foot forward and lunge. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Put your left foot forward and lunge. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Put your right foot forward and lunge. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Reach back. Put your left foot in your hand and stretch it out. 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 Reach Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Sit on the floor with your back up straight. We're gonna stretch it out now, and it's gonna feel great. Put your legs straight out and touch your toes. Touch your toes. Touch your toes. Pull your left foot in and stretch to the right. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Pull your right foot in and stretch to the left. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Pull both legs in and stretch it out. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Stand up straight and wiggle your head. Wiggle your head. Wiggle your head. Stand up straight and wiggle your arms. Wiggle your arms. Wiggle your arms. Stand up straight and wiggle your hips. Wiggle your hips. Wiggle your hips. Stand up straight and wiggle your legs. Wiggle your legs. Wiggle your legs.
Oh, good job stretching, everybody. That was fantastic. I hope that you are all calm and flexible and ready to take maybe just a couple deep breaths and get ready for our story today. Let me go ahead and slide you guys in. Ooh, can you follow me? And let's take, I'm going to knock everything down. Let's take 5 deep breaths. Ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. How many was that? 1. Now let's breathe in. Breathe out. And there's 2. Breathe in. Breathe out. And there's 3. Breathe in. Breathe out. 4. One last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. And there's 5. All of our deep breaths, my friends. Now, do you remember our prediction chart that we're using? I put a new piece of paper up so we would have plenty of space. Remember that on this side, let me draw a line right down the middle so we can see. Remember that on this side of the line, we write what we think. We make our prediction about what will happen next. And on this side, we check our idea to see if our prediction was right. Today, we're going to keep on making predictions, guessing what happens next in our brand new story, which is one of my favorite books in the whole entire world. I'm so excited to read it to you. It is called Stellaluna. Can you guys point to the title of this book? That's right. The title is right here, Stellaluna. Isn't that a gorgeous word? Do you guys remember where we read a book last week called Chrysanthemum? And it was about a little girl who had a long and beautiful name, Chrysanthemum. This book is about Stellaluna. This is Stellaluna. It's written by a woman named Janell Cannon, and it tells a special story about a little bat who finds a brand new family. I'm so excited to read it with you and to think about the predictions that we can make in this book. Let's go ahead and read it together. Stellaluna by Janell Cannon. She wrote the words and drew the pictures. In a warm and sultry forest, far, far away, there once lived a mama fruit bat and her new baby. Do you guys see where her baby is? She's tucked up right underneath Mama's tummy. Oh, Mama Bat loved her baby so much. I'll name you Stellaluna, she said to the baby. Every night, Mama Bat would carry Stellaluna clutched close to her chest as she flew out to find food. One night, as Mama Bat flew, the heavy scent of ripe fruit caused an owl to see her The owl flew at Mama Bat. Mama Bat tried to escape, but when she tried to fly away, she dropped baby Stellaluna. Stellaluna fell down and down. She was just a baby, so her wings didn't work yet. As she fell down into the branches, she hung onto one of them. She clutched the thin branch, trembling in the cold. "Mama," she said, "where are you?" By daybreak, Stellaluna couldn't hold on anymore, and she dropped down even farther into the woods. Flump! Stellaluna fell right into what? What is this, my friends? She fell right into a nest, and she startled. That means she scared the 3 birds that were in there. What do you think is going to happen to Stellaluna now that she's fallen into the nest? Let's make a prediction. What do you think will happen to Stellaluna? I guess we'll see. Let's write it on our prediction chart. You think about your prediction and I'll write mine. I think my prediction is that she is going to be scared of the baby bats. I think that, or of the baby birds. I think Stellaluna is going to be scared. What do you think is going to happen to Stellaluna? What's your prediction? That's a good one. Should we read a little bit more so we can check our idea and see if it's right? All right, let's do that. Stellaluna, flump, fell into the nest. She clambered up and she hung out of sight. She hid from the baby birds. "What was that?" cried Flap. "I don't know," said Flitter. "It's hanging by its feet." "Shh, shh, shh," said the baby bird Pip. "Here comes Mama." All throughout the day, Mama Bird flew away and she brought back food for her babies. Stellaluna was so hungry, but she didn't want the baby bug that Mama Bird brought. Finally, though, she was so hungry that she opened her mouth and Mama Bird gave her food. She dropped the grasshopper into baby Stellaluna's mouth. Was Stellaluna scared? No, she was what? Hungry. Hungry for food. So was my prediction correct? We checked in our story. Was she scared? No. She was what? Hungry. So I'm going to put a red X because my prediction was not correct. She wasn't scared. She was hungry. Let's keep reading to see what happens next. We can make even more predictions. So Stellaluna got the baby grasshopper. Stellaluna lived with the birds. She learned how to be just like a baby bird. She stayed awake all day and she slept at night. She ate bugs, even though they tasted bad. Her bat ways were slowly disappearing, except for one. Baby Stellaluna still liked to hang upside down from the nest, just like bats. She even taught the 3 little birds to hang upside down too. One time when Mama was away, Stellaluna and all the baby birds hung upside down in the nest. When Mama came back, she saw all of their little feet hanging on the nest. "Ah!" Mama said. "No! Get back up here this instant. You're gonna fall and hurt yourselves." The birds climbed back into the nest, but Mama Bird was angry at Stellaluna. Why do you think she's mad with baby Stellaluna? Maybe because Stellaluna showed the baby birds how to hang upside down. Did Mama Bird think that was safe? No, so maybe she's mad that Stellaluna showed them how. "You're teaching my babies to do bad things," she said to Stellaluna. "You cannot come back in the nest unless you promise to follow the rules. Never hang upside down again." Stellaluna promised. She ate bugs, she slept in the nest, and she never hung upside down again. She behaved just like a baby bird, even though she was a bat. The babies grew quickly. Soon the nest got to be too crowded. Mama Bird said it was time to learn how to fly. So one by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna jumped out of the nest. Their wings worked. They flew around. "I can fly too," said baby Stellaluna. Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. Stellaluna tried to do the same, but did she land the same way as them? No. How embarrassing. She keeps trying to land, but she can't. Why not? Is she a bird? No, she's a what? A bat. And bats can't land like birds. Bats hang upside down. Oh, but I remember she's not supposed to hang upside down because it's against the rules. So she just has to try. "I'll just fly all day," said Stellaluna. "Then no one can see how clumsy I am." The next day, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and baby Stellaluna went flying far from home. They flew for hours. "The sun is setting," said Flitter. "It's getting dark outside," said Flap. "Maybe we should go home, or else we'll get lost." But Stellaluna flew far ahead, and she was nowhere to be seen. So the three birds went home without her. All by herself, Stellaluna kept flying and flying until her wings were hurting. "I promise not to hang by my feet," she said, so she hung by her thumbs instead. She didn't hear the sound of wings coming. Flap, 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 getting closer and closer. Who do you think is coming up to Stellaluna? Make a prediction. Who do you think? Use what you already know. Who are characters in this book who have wings? Like these. Who has wings in our book? Tell me. Stellaluna has wings. Who else? The baby birds. Who else? Mama Bird. And I think there's one more person. Do you know who the other person with wings is? Stellaluna's mama. Oh, and I guess one more. What about the owl at the beginning? He has wings too. So, out of Stellaluna, the babies, the mama bird, Stellaluna's mama, and the owl, who do you think is flapping up to her? I don't know. Make a prediction. Who do you think? I think it's Mama Bird. So I'm going to draw a picture of Mama Bird right here with her beak and her wings. I think it's Mama Bird. I used what I already know to see what I think will happen next. Let's check and see if the predictions are right. Flap, flap, flap. Something was coming closer. "Hey," a loud voice said, "why are you hanging upside down?" Stellaluna opened her eyes. She saw a funny face. "Huh? I'm not hanging upside down," Stellaluna said. "You are." "But you're a bat," Stellaluna, said the other bat. "You're hanging by your thumbs. You're supposed to hang by your feet like the rest of us. That means you're upside down." But Mama Bird said I was never supposed to hang by my feet." "She said it was wrong," said Stellaluna. "Well, maybe for a bird, but not for a bat. More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who acted like a bird. Stellaluna told them all her story. "You ate bugs?" one of them said. "You slept at night?" they said. "That's weird." So, who flew up to Stellaluna? Was it Mama Bird? No, it was another bat. So was my prediction correct? I said that I thought it was Mama Bird, but was it Mama Bird? Nope. So I am 0 for 2 here, my friends. I'm going to put an X because that was not quite right, and I'm going to write bat because it wasn't Mama Bird, it was a bat. My predictions have not been very correct this story, but maybe yours were a little bit more accurate. Let's see. Stellaluna talked to the bats for a long time before one of the bats said, "Wait, let me look at this baby." One other bat pushed through the crowd. She looked at Stellaluna and she said, "Oh, you are Stellaluna. You're my baby." It was Stellaluna's mama, who had gotten attacked by the owl. "You're safe?" said Stellaluna. "Yes," said Mama Bat. She gave Stellaluna a big hug. "Come with me and I'll show you where to find the most delicious food. You'll never have to eat bugs ever again." "But it's nighttime," said Stellaluna. "How do we fly in the night?" "We're bats," said Mama Bat. "We can see in the dark." Stellaluna learned that she could fly at night. Bats can see in the dark. Soon all of the bats found a tasty mango tree and they started to eat. "No more bugs," said Stellaluna. "I have to tell Pip, Flitter, and Flap." The next day, Stellaluna went to visit her baby bird friends. "Come with me," Stellaluna said. "Meet my bat family and my mama." "Okay," said Pip. "Let's go." "They hang by their feet," Stellaluna said. "We can even fly at night." As the birds flew with all the bats, Flap said, "I feel upside down here." So the birds hung by their feet. "Wait until dark," Stellaluna said. "We'll fly at night." When night came, Stellaluna flew away. Pip, Flitter, and Flap jumped out of the tree next to her. But since they were birds and not bats, they couldn't see in the dark. "I can't see anything," yelled Pip. "Neither can I." "Ah!" said Flap. "They're gonna fall," said Stellaluna. "I have to rescue them." Last prediction. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Stellaluna is going to be able to rescue them? Yes or no? Alright, we'll just check this. We won't have to write this one down. We'll just check it and see if you're right. Does she rescue them? Stellaluna swept down and caught the baby birds with her feet. She flew them up to a branch so they could be safe. Your prediction was right. She rescued them. "We're safe," said Stellaluna. "Oh, I wish you could see in the dark too." "We wish you could land on your feet," said the birds. They sat in silence for a long time. "How can we be so different from each other," Stellaluna said, "and feel so much alike?" "How can we feel so different and be so much the same?" said Pip. "This is something of a mystery," said Flap. "Yeah," said Stellaluna, "but we're friends, and that's all that matters." The end. Thank you for the story. Thank you very much. Woohoo! So my friend Stellaluna, baby Stellaluna, at the beginning got lost from her mama when an owl flew. She fell down and down and down, and she ended up living with some birds. Now, Mama Bird didn't want Stellaluna to act like a bat. She wanted her to act like another bird. But in the end, when Stellaluna met up with her mama again, she learned that it was okay for her to act like a bat. She even saved her friends. And even though she's a bird, or she's a bat, and her friends are birds, it's okay for all of them to be friends. I love that story so much, my friends, and I really enjoyed making predictions with you. For our activity tonight, we're going to make dot cards and numeral cards with Mom and Dad. So what you're going to do, Mom and Dad, is just make an assortment of cards with different numbers of dots on them, ranging from 1 to 7, and you can have several cards that have 2 dots, several cards that have 3. It's up to you how many you make, and then you're going to make the same number of numeral cards. So for every card that you make with 2 dots, make a card with the numeral 2. Every card that you make with 3 dots, make a card with the numeral 3, that's the number 3, and then once you're done making those dots with your student, then you can play a matching game and try to go through and match all of the numbers with all of the dots. So they can count the dots, show you on their fingers, and then you help them figure out which number goes with that. The more practice they have, the more they'll get to know their numerals. That will be really helpful for them in kindergarten. I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. Thank you so much for watching the video and reading the story with me, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.